Hello out there, all you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear, listening into another Gamer Thoughts Live. Talking about Nintendo's Spotlight for E3 2017. Now, I did do a reaction on Jay Fleming's channel with him, but I just wanted to give my quick thoughts on, from my personal perspective, on my own channel. I think Nintendo did a great job, and the fact that they did so in a 25-minute span of time where they showed you a lot of games, some we already knew about, some others we didn't, but they showed you a lot of games in a short amount of time, most with gameplay. Most with gameplay. Yes, there were some things that were shown without gameplay or without even a trailer, but you know what? They did what they had to do. Firstly, everybody can stop complaining about wanting Metroid Prime 4 because it is in development. And the people that immediately went and complained about all they showed was a name. They didn't even show the game. They did the same thing for Tokyo Mirage Sessions, if I remember correctly, and that still came out, did it not? They did the same thing with a lot of other games, and those games somehow still came out. It's not often that Nintendo actually cancels a game. So if they say, yeah, we're working on it, we're working on it. Get over it. Look, they stole E3 just by making that announcement for a lot of people who wanted that. But a lot of those people who wanted that also didn't want to play Metroid Prime Federation Force, which kind of ties into Metroid Prime 4, seeing as the game has an ending that leads into Prime 4. Information's everywhere. So, they got that out the way. The Yoshi game actually looks pretty good. I like the way it still looks like Yoshi's Woolly World, but Yoshi looks more like a plush in this game rather than a yarn doll. Either way, I'm down for it. Like, it looks like it would be a lot of fun. Looks like it would be challenging. They showed us a lot of stuff with Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Odyssey. Like the fact that you can use the hat and you can possess things. I was like, and when he did the head dive thing, I got the the vibe from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. If anybody's like you watched that when you were younger, where the characters could jump on each other head first and possess somebody else. It was weird as hell, but I was like, Mario's pulling okay, but that's a game mechanic that can completely change how the game works and opens up a lot of different possibilities. So at that point in time, depending on where you are and what your environment is and what enemies or potential objects there are around that you can possess and take over, there's a lot of stuff that you should actually be able to do with this game, and that means that there's a lot of versatility. Something that people have been begging for a Mario game. They've got it. They literally, the hat does whatever you need it to do. It allows you to be whatever you need to be in that particular moment. So, I don't want to hear complaints about that. Now, all we have to do is see if the game is good. And I mean, knowing Nintendo's history with their 3D Mario games, I'm pretty damn certain it's going to be a good game. What else did they talk about that I was interested in? I mean, they showed off Fire Emblem Warriors. A lot of that I'm looking forward to. Because, I mean, I basically described how that game was going to be made back when I was doing my game ideas on Wii U series, and you can go look. I mean, maybe not exactly. It wasn't exactly perfect, but it was pretty close to what they set up, where you can hop from character to character. That'd be a 3 Super Dinosaur Odyssey, yeah. You can hop from character to character to get to different locations faster. You can direct units to go to certain places where you need them to be in order to be able to protect and take over your strongholds. And you can even pair up characters and make combination attacks and things like that, which all of that stuff would have been awesome in Hyrule Warriors, but it wasn't there. But Fire Emblem is a strategy game, so it makes more sense that it has those types of things rather than Hyrule Warriors, which was based off of Zelda, which was an adventure fantasy. But that still would have been welcomed in a Zelda game with that. So that's one Fire Emblem game that I want to see happen out the way. Now, if we could just get a Soul Calibur-esque Fire Emblem game, I'll be happy. Nintendo, get on that. Y'all gotta get the contracts together. What else was I thinking about? Rocket League got announced, but you want to know something funny? Something extremely funny. On my Twitter account, on January 12th, I put out a joke tweet like as a rumor that Rocket League was going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch. You don't believe me? I'll put the link in the description after I'm done this. But legitimately, I did do that. Like, it was right before they actually revealed the name. Not revealed the name, but before they had that event in January. This was like literally, I think, hours before it happened. I made that tweet, and I'm like, Rocket League is... And I saw that in the introduction. I was like, Rocket League is going to be on the Switch? I'm like, oh, okay. Well, my joke tweet was what predicted it, I guess. I mean, a lot of people probably could have figured that out, though. I'm your trusted leaker. I can't be a trusted leaker when I have no information to leak. But I've been hella accurate with Nintendo for some reason. Maybe I know them very well because I play their games a lot and I'm interested in their systems. That might be it. There were a couple other smaller things that I saw that would look cool, but it's not really worth mentioning because it's just like not that big a deal to me. But oh gosh, you know what? I'm not even gonna make a separate video for this. I'm gonna do this right now for everyone who was on Nintendo's case about AM2R, another Metroid 2 remake, and said, "Oh, that should be on the eShop." Nintendo, you need to pay this man for putting that together. Guess what they were doing for a little over 2 years? Making a Metroid 2 remake for the 3DS. Yeah, Metroid 2 remake for the 3DS. Now, who on August 16th, I believe? No, it was 15th. August 15th of last year, when I did the video talking about AM2R and Pokemon Uranium, Nintendo was working on their own version. It was me! I said that shit. And guess who turned out to be right? Because again, I pointed out, and I did this recently, pointed out, Nintendo took down the Super Mario website where you could build your own Mario game. What were they making at the time? Super Mario Maker. So, for everybody that called them stupid, said they were behind the times, that they were being jackasses, they don't know how to utilize their own IP, and they don't respect the fans, eat that crow, please. Because again, turned out to be right on that. But this is simple history. This is stuff that they've done before, so it shouldn't even... Literally, I shouldn't have to explain this to people. I shouldn't have to put out a video and say, hey, Nintendo's probably working on their own version of that. I shouldn't have to. And what they're working on looks better than AM2R. So, hey, everybody that bitched about AM2R not being on the eShop, you now have an official Metroid 2 remake that you can go ahead and buy. You can go ahead and get it and support it because you said if AM2R was on the eShop, you would buy it. So, put your money where your mouth is or shut the fuck up next time. That's how I'm going to carry it. Because I'm tired of hearing people bitch and complain about something, and then when it pops up, they don't go get it. It happened with Star Fox, and as much people don't want to admit it, they asked for Metroid Prime Federation Force. Oh, we want a team-based Metroid game where we can work together and solve puzzles together and take on enemies together. All of that shit is in that game. The only reason people didn't like it is because it's on the 3DS and it doesn't look that good. And I legitimately feel like that's the reason, because looking at Anthem and how people responded to that, yeah. And Anthem's formula isn't dissimilar from Metroid Prime Federation Force. So, yeah, I'm going to carry it like that. I'm going to carry it like that today. I might carry it like that for the next few years, because if I see people do... And again, I know there's people who I respect in the community, who I have had conversations with, who like I said, I respect these people. And they said these things, and I'm like, how is it that I know you know this better than me? You've had more experience with Nintendo and with gaming in general than I have, but how is it that I'm able to foresee what you can't? Like, there's nothing that's like super special about me as far as gaming is concerned that these other people shouldn't have seen it. There's no reason. There's no reason at all. But now that that's out of the way, for me personally, Nintendo has won E3, and they have stolen the conversation for E3 2 years in a row. The first time was with The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. One major game. One. They stole the conversation with one major game for E3. And even looking at a lot of different voting polls that different websites and like popular people have put up on Twitter, a lot of people say Nintendo took it. They took it. And they did it with a 25-minute show. People say, oh, they need to make their show an hour and a half, or they need to make it at least an hour, at least 40 minutes. They were quick, they were concise, they gave you information, got the fuck out, and then they put on a show for you. And they had another show for you that just ended. I mean, if y'all ain't watched that poker tournament, y'all gotta watch that. You have to watch it, especially the end. The end will surprise the shit out of you. Trust me, it will. And they're still putting out more information now, and I think they still have additional announcements to make. So, for me personally, Nintendo has won E3. And that's not because I'm some sort of Nintendo fanboy, because last year I said Microsoft won it. And I'll give it to them. Microsoft had a really decent presentation this year, but as far as games are concerned, they didn't have a lot to offer that wasn't going to be anywhere else. And that was the problem. I mean, Sony, where I'm going to rank it, where the way I rank it, and I know people will object with me on this. I rank it Nintendo, Ubisoft, Sony, Microsoft, Bethesda, EA. EA is dead last. They're going to remain dead last. There's no redeeming that shit. That thing was boring as hell. And Sony's, when I would say Microsoft presented better than Sony, but Sony had more games. For me, it's about the games. If I see the games, then that's where the clear-cut winner is for me. And they had more games that looked interesting to me. So that's just how it is. But yeah, Nintendo definitely stole E3 from me this year. They took E3 from me this year. So, I mean, that's just how I feel about it. But hey, that's it. Thank you guys very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears up for more stuff from me. And until the next time, enjoy your games. And you can expect a video about the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite demo to pop up in maybe an hour. But that's it. Peace out, people. And y'all have a nice day as soon as I can get this damn thing to close.